Hey everyone, my name is Dawn and this is my visit to the pop-up store in Santa Monica to see the Polestar 2 in person. First off, we have the Polestar 2. I personally think it looks better than the Model 3 to me, especially in the rear of the Polestar 2. I think it looks way better in the rear than the Model 3. The Polestar 2 is also a hatchback while the Model 3 is just a regular trunk. The Polestar 2 does have more trunk space compared to the Model 3, partially because the Polestar 2 is a slightly larger car and because it has the hatchback. Interior of the Polestar 2 is also better put together from what I felt. The materials are quite premium for the most part, with soft touch materials and materials that really felt sturdy and premium. I'm happy to report that this interior does not feel plasticky at all. The only places where I found the build quality and materials to be lacking is the glove box area and the lower parts of the center console. Those areas were noticeably more hollow feeling and had harder plastic. It sort of reminded me of a Honda Civic or a Toyota Corolla build quality, or a compact car build quality at those two areas. Besides that, the interior is properly done well. There is just that right blend of luxury design and minimalism. To me personally, it looks like a very attractive car with an exquisite and bold design. One thing that immediately makes this car look very unique is that the A-pillar of this car comes blacked out from the factory. This gives the car a low front end effect. If I were to get this car, I would consider blacking out the entire roof just to make this car look even lower. The side profile of this car is probably the most interesting part. You can't exactly put your finger on it. The car looks like a mix of sedan, crossover, and even a hint of SUV. Maybe that's because the platform is based on the XC40 platform, naturally giving this car a taller profile. Now I know most reviewers say the pictures don't do the car justice, but that's really the case here. I couldn't exactly make up my mind about this car just looking at the pictures on the internet, which is why I drove 50 miles to Santa Monica pop-up event to see this car in person myself. In my opinion, the side profile pictures makes the Polestar 2 look slightly awkward, as it is slightly too tall in my opinion. But after seeing the car in person myself, I'm happy to report that my fears were not founded. The car looks refreshingly modern and different to most other designs currently on the road in person. Also in person, the blacked out A-pillar especially helps the car proportion looks less awkward than the pictures otherwise suggest. The headlight is a full LED unit with no incandescent light bulb as far as I can tell. That's actually really important nowadays. A lot of luxury car manufacturers actually still give you partial LED units mixed in with incandescent light bulbs unless you buy the upgraded lighting package. Mercedes, BMW, and Audi all do this to a certain extent even with the current year models. The headlight takes heavy inspiration from Volvo's current design language, which is quite a thing in my opinion, as I do think the doors hammer in the Volvo's designs looks refreshingly different than the Germans, which is still feeling just as premium of a design. Polestar used to be Volvo's performance division, sort of like AMG to Mercedes and M to BMW. Roughly 2 to 3 years ago, they became its own company under Geely's ownership with its Volvo Brother brand. Polestar is currently positioned to be the premium electric vehicle offering from Volvo and Geely. The car on display here does have the upgraded $5,000 performance package, which gives you 20-inch wheels, upgraded Brembo brakes, upgraded DFV dampers, and most importantly, the yellow seatbelt. That alone adds 50 horsepower to this car. The reason why this car looks like a mixture of crossover, sedan, and SUV is because that this car is actually a 4-door hatchback. I think Polestar wanted this car to succeed in the US market, and they recognize that Americans are allergic to the word hatchback or anything that looks like a conventional hatchback. I think anyone could agree that hatchbacks are more practical than conventional sedan trunks. So Polestar wanted to design a practical electrical vehicle that drove well, had great performance, decent range, and good practicality, which is why they designed it like a hatchback crossover that's low like a sedan. This will help with aerodynamic efficiency, giving you a better range compared to the taller crossover hatchbacks, but still gives you a practical hatch, not to mention a lower car that will typically feel sportier to drive and handle better. Like many of you, I also spent a great time debating myself whether the Polestar 2 is a genuine contender competing against the Model 3. I've actually driven all 4 models of the Teslas, including different variations of the drivetrains, such as dual motor long range, standard range plus, long range plus Model X, and 75D Model S. I'm someone that really understands the pros and cons of a Tesla. While I currently think the Tesla is still the leader in the EV industry at this very moment, but I'm still far from what you consider a Tesla fangirl. The Polestar 2's obvious direct competitor is the Model 3, especially compared to the dual-motor long-range Model 3. So when you factor in all the possible federal, state, and electric company rebates, the Polestar 2 is only maybe about $2,000 to $3,000 more expensive than the Model 3 dual-motor long-range. For nearly about the same money you paid for a long-range dual-motor Model 3, you too can have a Polestar 2, which is a dual motor and have the same size battery, similar performance, slightly more premium interior, probably a better built car architecturally speaking, and a more practical hatchback and space. So how do you choose? I think you should view both vehicles as roughly evenly matched technically speaking, as both have its pros and cons, with Tesla being a bit more techy because over-the-air updates are so frequently along with the superior assistant driving features like the autopilot, and Tesla's supercharger makes Tesla vehicles the only realistic cross-country EV on sale right now. I know more and more competitors such as ChargePoint, Electrify America, EVgo are popping up everywhere, but try using those stations in practice. It's nowhere near as efficient and convenient, user-friendly as the supercharger network. This, of course, could change in the future. The thing is, most families have 2 cars and most families don't do cross-country trips as often, so the supercharger network isn't as important as most people think. Unless you only plan on having 1 vehicle, then you probably should get a Tesla right now because the supercharger network makes longer trips regularly possible. And lastly, the build quality, the exterior design, the interior design, and how commonly I see Model 3s on the road these days are the biggest reason why I would get a Polestar 2 over a Model 3. I hope you like this video. If you do like it, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting new videos every week. Thanks for watching and see you guys next week.